Stephen King, The Shining, banned for demonic activity. George Orwell, banned because it had communist ideals. The Jungle Book, for talking animals. To Kill a Mockingbird, for the excessive use of the N-word, which features it a lot in the book. And also, according to Don't Read This by William McGowan, another section of books that get banned are the books used for sex education. And a blogger mentioned an interesting report that, according to Devon A. Cornell, who was a blogger, a mom blogger, that wrote a section on banned books, banning books that deal with reality won't stop kids from cursing, having sex, doing drugs, and going to war. Today I'm going to tell you about, argue that you shouldn't be banning books because it has politically incorrect material in it, like racism or sexism. And you shouldn't be banning a book for it because sometimes books are trying to educate people. Some books can spark a conversation of issues that occur all over the world. And because it can cause a better understanding of people that are different from us. So, books. Some books are trying to educate, like Some Girls Are, which The Stangium, which if you've seen my informative speech, I've already talked about once, but it educated people that weren't from the Pride community about LGBTQIA history and how to talk to your kid about gender identification and sexuality. And it was banned. There was also a book called Some Girls Are, which educates and also addresses, which is why I will mention it twice in this book. The book mentioned teen sexual assault, but because it mentioned it, it was banned from a summer reading list. Then, again, it addresses issues that still occur today, like The Color Purple, which has passages addressing sexual abuse. To Kill a Mockingbird, which addresses racism. Well, yes, it is in the 40s. Racism is still an issue today in some places. So it's addressing it by merely putting passages in there. Or racist. Another book that addresses issues that is banned was Cujo, that addresses adultery. Adultery doesn't happen often, but people still cheat on their husbands or their wives. So it's still kind of an issue. It's just not a big issue, but it's still something that happens in the real world. And lastly, some books can allow an understanding of people. Like, for me, reading The Diary of Anne Frank allowed me to understand how terrifying it is to be a Jew in during the time of the Holocaust. I was able to understand by reading her diary entries how terrifying it is, not knowing if you're going to be caught by a Nazi every single day. And then there are books like George, which was banned for having a transgender character. Wasn't even the main character, but was trans anyway, and they didn't like it. But if you read the book, it may have allowed people to understand what it is like, the struggles of being a transgender person. So what I have discussed today is that books that are politically incorrect shouldn't be banned because some books are trying to educate. Some books address issues that are still occurring today, and some books allow an understanding for people. My call of action is that you should trust the person reading the book, because I understand the concern with reading Stephen King and these books, but trust that they know if they can handle it or not. I'd also say if someone comes up to you because they've been reading a book that addresses harsh and heavy topics, have an open conversation with them instead of tiptoeing over the issue. Thanks. Good night.